All right, everybody, welcome to the board meeting. This is your new CEO, self-appointed Dirty D's, and I'm going to lay it down for you guys. Pure and simple. It's a simple plan to get Harley Davidson back on track. And by the way, for anybody who watches this channel, I know that this one's going to be a little more serious than typical. We're going to play around a little bit, but I want you to know that this message is absolutely no joke. I mean it, man, 100%. So if you can get this to the leadership of Harley Davidson, go ahead and tell them to holler at me. In case you've ever wondered why I'm on the road Monday through Friday, you're going to get a little bit of a taste of it right here. So look, we're going to put a plan together to get this company back on track. Here's what it comes down to. You board members, you're out of touch. Where have you been the last few decades as this company's going downhill? The stock price falling from $60 to $25. I'll tell you exactly where you've been. You've been in this boardroom and you've been up in your ivory towers, and that's going to quit. So first and foremost, I want to know how many of you actually own and ride a Harley Davidson that are in the leadership team of this company. If not, as your self-appointed CEO, I'm giving you 10 days to get your license, get your bikes, and put them on our webpage, put them on our investor page right under your name. I want to see the name of your bike. You might think it's a small thing. It's really not, because we need to build the confidence in this leadership team. You guys have been sticking around here for years. We got someone on the leadership team. By the way, I'm not going to name names, but if any of the viewers who are watching this want to know who these people are, just go on the Harley Davidson investor page or just type in Harley Davidson leadership investor page and you're going to find them. You got somebody sitting on this board. They've been with the company since 1997. You think you're not a part of this problem? In chemistry, I don't care if people have a degree or not. I know people with degrees. I wouldn't trust them to wash my car. I know people without degrees that are some of the brightest people in the world, but I do want to know how a degree in chemistry transfers to leadership in Harley Davidson. We've got somebody out here that works with a PepsiCo company, or they were with Pepsi. I mean, look, I get it. Running one company can be much like running another company. However, this company doesn't need somebody who's run Pepsi. This company doesn't need somebody who's been sitting around for 4 decades and still hasn't come up with a bright idea to save this company. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to bring back the glory days. When I say glory days, I'm talking about people lined up outside the dealership waiting for them to open so that they can put bikes on pre-order. Those are the glory days. And guess what? What kind of bikes did we have back in the glory days? I mean, look, you guys are out here trying to build a damn space shuttle. That's not what people want anymore. Those people who are buying those big space shuttle triceratop fairing having couch bikes, that's a dying breed. You know that. And you're over here scratching your heads trying to figure out how to save the company. You got to reverse course. Go back to the glory days. You ask any Harley Davidson rider if they had a second bike, so they're not trading in their bike. You ask any Harley Davidson rider if they could add to their current collection of motorcycles, what bikes do they dream about having? They're going to tell you the Knuckleheads, the Shovelheads, and the Panheads. The minute we announce that we're bringing back the Knuckleheads, the Panheads, and the Shovelheads, you're going to see stock price increase on that very day. So let's give people what they want. Let's give them those dream bikes. Let's put fear in the hearts of our competitors, because guess what? They might be able to copy our designs, but they can never copy our engines. Those Knucklehead, Panheads, and Shovels, there's no replicating that. That belongs solely to Harley Davidson. So let's put those bikes back into production, and here's a plan for that. Number one, we're going to make 500 of those bikes, put them in dealerships all across the country so people see that we're serious. And two, people are not going to trade in their current bikes for those bikes. It's going to be outright purchase. The goal is to have more American iron in the street, not to substitute iron for iron. We don't need fewer, more expensive bikes being sold. We just need more bikes in the garages of hardworking men and women. People coming home every single day after a long day's work, seeing that Harley Davidson motorcycle sitting proudly in their garage, just like I do every single day. We need kids growing up, seeing that bar and shield as a focal point of their family life, and that's how we win the future. So we're going to keep those bikes, the Knuckles, the Pans, and the Shovels, down to $15,000 for the first 6 months, with the understanding that the price will go up after 6 months. So you better get your pre-orders in early. That brings me to the second part. It's going to be pre-order basis only, folks. So again, you're going to have people lined up out the door to get their hands on those bikes. And then the third part, get ready to tell your families and friends that you're not going to be around for a while because we're going on tour. That's right. You guys and gals on the board of directors and the leadership team, you're going to come with me as we go on these town hall meetings. And when I say town hall meetings, I'm not talking about sitting there trying to sell bikes to people. You're going to sit there and listen to the gripes. You're going to sit there and listen to the complaints. You're going to sit there and listen to the abuse that they're going to give you. Because quite frankly, we deserve it. When you've got investors that have stocks 3 years ago at $60 and currently at $25, you deserve some abuse. It's going to be well warranted. And you're going to take it, on board. We're going to come back, we're going to make some changes because the people on the streets don't feel like you're listening to them. And I agree with them because you're sitting up in the ivory towers, because you're sitting in boardrooms, because you're sitting around with your thumbs, God knows where. But one thing you're not going to do is you're not going to sit around and not have your thumb on the pulse of the company and not have your thumb on the pulse of the people that are buying our machines. So if it sounds like I'm getting passionate about this issue, you're damn right. I'm passionate about this issue and I'm passionate about this company. Harley Davidson leadership, you've forgotten who you were. You're the leaders, you're not the followers. And by the way, speaking of followers, all you other motorcycle companies out there watching this video, this isn't about you. Mind your own business. This is about Harley Davidson, the leaders. You're the ones who are following us. We never forgot that. And I know you haven't either because you're keeping a real close eye on this business and you're praying that we don't bring back the dream bikes that people want to have in their garages. Guess what? Under my watch, it would happen in a split second. All right, Harley Davidson leadership. If you guys are out there pussyfooting, just collecting a big fat check and not making these changes, man, you better hope I don't walk into that boardroom because you'll be the first one out the door. Trust me. Meeting adjourned.